I tell you, a whole heap of bongo na ya up here. Whole heap of bongo na ya up here. Trust me, man. The reggae music is live and well. I think we're going to have a little peep into the concert. So live feed from the grounds where the concert is keeping. Tonight you have a various artists. As I said before, there's so much artists from all over Africa. Tonight we have artists from, I can say Burkina Faso. We have artists from Mali. We have artists from Senegal. We have artists from here. But it's supposed to start at 7. It's supposed to start at 7, but we don't know. Yes. Yeah, well, yeah, it's supposed to start at 7. So we don't know if it's going to start at 7. We don't really know if it's going to start at 7. So we hope that it starts at 7, that before I come off, that we can get some feedback from the grounds where the show is taking place. Meanwhile, we continue the journey.
And if you think you're supreme, and if you have power, and if you're hot, you're not saying nothing till you're irate.
Everybody feel irate when they listen to irate.
Yeah, down where I live, serious thing. You know, so we can't take no phone call from here, so you know, but we have some live phone-in people in the studio. What is sister name?
My name is MG.
MG?
Yeah, it's mean Mary Angel.
Okay, that's where what tribe that is? Akan?
Yeah.
All right. We know that Akan is from Ghana.
Yeah.
And the Prime Minister told me that he is Akan. What is the relationship between Ghana and Ivory Coast?
We just come from there.
From Ghana?
Yeah.
So,
all the account comes from Ghana.
Oh, there was a time when they were coming into the Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Okay. Why they were leaving Ghana? You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know why you're leaving Ghana. All right. So what tribe you belong to?
I'm an account.
No, sorry, not tribe. Sorry. What language? Because I'm told that there's 27 different languages in what?
And I'm an Apollonian.
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 Speak. Say something in that language.
I don't know.
You don't know it.
But I know how to speak Ghanaian language because
I can.
I know how to speak Ghanaian language because my mom lives there and I've been there before.
Oh, your mom lives in Ghana?
Yeah. So I know how to speak her language.
I can.
Yeah.
I speak Akan.
Not Akan. That's for that one. I don't know how to speak it. I don't know how to speak my father language because he's an Akan, an Apollonian. But I know how to speak my mother's language. She's a Ghanaian.
Okay.
And because I've been there before, so I know how to speak it.
So where you learn English? Because you have been interpreting what he's saying to me, and he's a big man. He has an Italian name, this guy. He has an Italian name, right? Last night I found out that this guy is Italian. He has a...
I born in Africa.
Yeah, but you're an Italian.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you are an Italian, you're not African. You're a black Italian. All right. How did you learn English?
I went to Ghana to learn English. I went on vacation and then I just learned it.
Yeah.
I loved it, so I learned it.
You love English?
Yeah, I love English, so I just...
Yeah. So you learn it to the point where you can interpret?
Yeah, I can interpret.
So you work as an interpreter or you work at the radio station?
I just work at the radio.
Work at the radio station?
Yeah.
Okay. He wants you to kiss the microphone. He wants you to kiss it. Your voice is soft.
Oh, thank you.
Very soft. But it's not thanking you when it's not in the microphone. You have to be in the microphone. All right. How long have you been working here? Because I didn't see you the last time I was here. Were you here last year?
No, I wasn't here last year.
Oh.
I started working here, I think, in December. December of
last year, December.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I continue to interpret what this Italian black guy is saying here because I don't understand how we become an Italian black guy. Give thanks. Give thanks.
Thank you to Mr. Mutabaruka. Thank you to the radio.
All right. This sister here, very pleasant spoken, and she has been interpreting. It's weird. If you tell a man, say, I want a drive in your car, I'm thinking that you want to war. It's weird. You're speaking to the people there, man. And that is the problem with colonization. What colonization did to us is unforgivable. Because here is, I am a black person. This virgin round behind me is a black person. He has an Italian name. I have an English name. When I speak, him don't understand. When him speak, I don't understand. And now we have to have a third party in the thing. You know, I remember going to Germany and I met this Ethiopian brethren with his white wife. And I am trying to communicate with this Ethiopian brethren. And everything I say to him, she has to interpret what I am saying to him, and she has to interpret what he's saying to me. And I just cut the argument because I don't know. I mean, it bothers me. It bothers me that I see a black person. And I've tried so much time to learn French and need to know French. I'm going to know French, you know. If it's even to come here and stay for 1 month, I'm going to learn French. I think right now, even though you have indigenous languages in Africa, and I was told last night that most young people in this country, they don't know their language, the indigenous language. All they know is either French or English. If you ask them about the language of the country, they don't know it. And we is so embedded in the English language that we choose, especially in English countries, in English-speaking countries, you don't really have much people communicating in other languages. You come here and you see people back and forth with English and with French. And a lot of my brothers and sisters say they want to learn Amharic. But personally, I know this is unorthodox. I'm not supposed to say this as a Rasta man, but I would prefer to learn French than Amharic, because Amharic is like a sentimental thing. Wanting to learn Amharic is of no use unless you are in Ethiopia. The majority of places in Africa, from where I am now, go right up to the north. You talk about like Burkina Faso, you talk about Benin, Mali, Togo, Mauritania, Tunisia, right across to East Africa. It's French speaking, and also be communicating. You're supposed to be communicating with language. And right now, I feel terrible that I cannot communicate with most black people where I am at this moment. I don't feel good. Because of colonialism, I cannot communicate with my Italian brethren behind me. Tell him that he's an Italian. He's an Italian. Yeah, I can't communicate. And I find it disturbing that I am speaking to him and I have to be using sign language. Yeah, plug in, plug out, plug in, plug out. And it's crazy. I'm sitting listening to this beautiful reggae music, and I'm hearing the music, but I don't understand what the guy is saying. I don't understand what the bridge is saying on the stage, and it bothers me. So I am telling those of you who is listening, both from the Ivory Coast and from Jamaica, try and learn French, try and learn English. I say that. And know your indigenous language. In Jamaica, we have the Jamaican language. We must learn and hug up our Jamaican language. Hug it up and speak it proudly. Miss Lou teaches us that. Speak our Jamaican language proudly, because it is a language. And within that, we must know which we know to speak English, but French. For those of you interested in Africa, English and French. Swahili is a language that is spoken, is the most widely spoken African language on the continent, Swahili. When you go to East Africa, a lot of people speak that language. The first foreign language that Haile Selassie knew outside of his Amharic was French. Guadeloupe taught him French. Haile Selassie was taught French by a man from an island named Guadeloupe, a French colony. So, I am not into the sentimental journey of things. I am into the reality of the thing. The reality of the thing is that language is to be communicated. You must understand what the next person is saying. And most Africans, where I am right now, go right up to North Africa, it's French them talk. So why I don't learn French? I want to know French. I want to know French, believe you me. I started years ago, but somewhere along the line it get. But the more I come here, and the more I see the people them react to Rasta and reggae music, I said, this country gonna make me learn French. Yes, because of Ivory Coast, I'm going to learn French. Believe you me, I'm going to go back. There's a little sister in Jamaica, and I hope she'll listen to me, a little Rasta sister. She was in the hospital the other day. Her son died. Sister, trust me, when I come down, call me. I'm going back into my French class. Believe you me, I'm going back into my French class. I need to know French. Ika Mouse and Sabatu, this is the Stepping Razor. Live from Zion FM 105.3 and IRE FM 107.7, 107.5 and 107.9. Here goes.
ABC Electrical Sales, total source for building materials. Delta, Eagle, Cutler Hammer, Westinghouse, steel, cement, and much more. Plus free delivery island-wide. 754-371-425.
The time by ABC Electrical is 2:34.
Mama, Laurie's having a bad belly ache. What I should do?
Ginger tea, of course. You have any Kendall ginger tea in the cupboard?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Group from, well, that is a group really, but two artists from Jamaica, introducing them to the Virgin and Sister in Africa. Yeah, them one name Ika Mouse, long time man, and Sabatooth. Yes, Sabatooth. Why you love Sabatooth, you know, you must stop. If you be that foreign, if Sabatooth, they know which part of the day in Africa, yeah, it would have called when I was to play him tune. Well, I'm not easy, boy. It would have called when I was to play him tune. And you never know, I'm glad that Sabatooth don't know me number in Africa. Trust me. Janine, this is the... Yeah, woman, you know, Roger as far as the tune there. Hey, Roger. You there with me? Hey, we're going to call you Rata. A Rata, we're going to call him, you know.
Pin Razor on IRE FM, Mutabaruka over there in the Ivory Coast. And it's news time here on IRE FM.
Good afternoon. I am Stephanie Hamilton with the local and international headlines, brought to you by Manchester Corp Credit Union, where service expectations. 3 men charged for attempting to export about 3 kilograms of cocaine from the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James, are to appear in the Montego Bay RM Court tomorrow. John Morris, Troy Lawrence, and Jovan Palmer have been charged with possession of, dealing in, and taking steps to exporting cocaine. Reports are that on Wednesday, March 30, 3 men employed to a catering company were arrested for attempting to export approximately 3 kilograms of cocaine in 9 meal containers disguised as special meals. The containers were found aboard an aircraft destined for Birmingham, England. The third staging of the Ministry of Health's Mosquito Search and Destroy Cleanup campaign will be held in Manchester on Saturday, April 9. The initiative aims to to promote community participation in the identification and destruction of breeding sites of the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which transmits dengue, chikungunya, and Zika viruses. The campaign will be launched in the Mandeville Town Centre in Manchester at 9 a.m. The Regional Director for the Southern Regional Health Authority, Michael Bent, says following the launch, participants will move to communities within the Greenville district for the cleanup operation. There have been 6 confirmed cases of the Zika virus in Jamaica to date. And in news overseas, Belgian prosecutors have released new footage of the key surviving Brussels airport attack suspect, showing the route he took after leaving the area. They have asked members of the public who saw the man to come forward. Officials say the man was tracked on CCTV wearing a hat and a light-colored jacket. His trail was lost close to the EU institutions in Brussels city centre, not far from the metro station. The March 22 attacks by so-called Islamic State killed 32 people. Finally, at least 200 people are reported missing after a suspected attack by the so-called Islamic State on a cement factory near Damascus. Workers were reportedly taken from a dormitory where they were staying on the outskirts of the town of Tamir. A factory administrator said no one had been able to contact the workers since the assault on Monday. Those were the local and international headlines, brought to you by Manchester Corp Credit Union, where service exceeds expectations. You can go online to irfm.net to view the stories. Like us on facebook.com/IRFM News and follow at IRFM_news. Major news is next at 5:45. From the IRFM newsroom, I am Stephanie Hamilton.
Good afternoon, I'm Robert Williams with IRFM Sports on the ball. Jamaica's Junior Sunshine Girls stretched their 100% win record at the 2016 Jean Pierre Caribbean Under-16 Championships to 5 this morning. Authoritative 39-9 win over Bermuda, led by Danae Thomas, who scored 22 from 22 attempts. Zandria Cohen supported with 12 from 12, while Laurie Daly scored 4 from her 6 attempts. Unbeaten Jamaica will face Trinidad and Tobago in another game this evening and will wrap up the tournament tomorrow against host and unbeaten Barbados. The Bajans this morning turned back Antigua and Barbuda 43-16 and will tackle St. Lucia this evening. In other games this morning, Dominica defeated Trinidad and Tobago 40-9 and St. Lucia defeated Grenada 35-21. The Director of Sport in Guyana, Christopher Jones, has issued a formal apology on behalf of the National Sports Commission and the Government of Ghana for not welcoming the Guyanese female West Indies cricketers who arrived at the Oakley International Airport yesterday. The successful duo of Tremaine Smart and Shemaine Campbell were part of the West Indies Women's T20 Championship winning squad. They were greeted by only 2 officials of the Guyana Cricket Board on their arrival yesterday, a decision which has received heavy criticism from Ghana. Jones, however, today apologized for the lackluster way in which the women were welcomed home and placed the blame solely at the feet of the Guyana Cricket Board. Grant Hackett's bid to qualify for 4th Olympics is on hold after he was beaten by rising star Mark Horton and David McKeon in the 400 meters freestyle final at the Australian Swimming Championships in Adelaide. Horton booked his ticket to Rio with a scintillating time of 3 minutes 41.65, taking him past Hackett on the Australian all-time list and behind only Ian Thorpe. Hackett was only good enough for 4th in 3 minutes 48.84, claiming his chances had been killed by respiratory illness he had suffered earlier this year. Hackett believes Norton and McKeon's times will make them genuine contenders for the event in Brazil. Finally, disgraced former Grand Slam doubles champion Bob Hewitt has been expelled from the International Tennis Hall of Fame due to his 2015 conviction for rape and sexual assault in South Africa. The Australian sentenced to 6 years in prison last May after being found guilty of assaulting 3 underage girls he was coaching in South Africa during the 1980s and 1990s. The expulsion is a result of a conviction against the 76-year-old on 2 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault, according to the Hall of Fame. Hewitt was inducted in 1992 and was indefinitely suspended from the Newport, Rhode Island-based Hall of Fame in 2012. From the IRFM Sports Desk, I'm Robert Williams.
Jamaica, IRFM. So, we want to work out something here. And, you know, there's something that happening in Africa that ones in Jamaica might not know, but we want to keep you abreast with some of the things them that is happening here before they have the cash pot. So we touch a little music first and then hear what is happening there. Okay.
No key, never fancy. African
live from the Ivory Coast. So, as we are saying, one in Africa why you might not know about. You know, so we want to keep you abreast of some of the things. One of the things we find very interesting is that Nigeria is to send a man in space by 2030. Nigeria, you know, the biggest population of Africans on the continent is in Nigeria. I think them say 170 million people. Can you imagine that? I walked in a market last year and it's about 1 million people in the market, you know. Believe you me. You can imagine how much that are 1/3 of Jamaica population in a market, you know. So I want to tell you, the people them tell me say that was not Saturday. When I went there, it was not Saturday. You understand? But Nigeria is planning to send a man in space. And them must support an idea what them call African Space. So them hope that more Africans country get involved in a space exploration. I mean, okay, so it's good for go to space, but when you look on the conditions of Nigeria, really, you wonder why a man want to go to space and them still have malaria in Nigeria. I mean, really, you still have malaria in Nigeria, and man try to go to space. Malaria easy to get rid of, you know. Malaria easy to get rid of. But the leaders, a lot of the leaders in Africa would have preferred, as we say, go to space, spend some money on some things where not even benefiting the people, but want to tell you, say, boy, right now, them go space and them can set up certain satellite to do certain things. But that is the next story. Then the most disgusting story of all, you know, this is very disgusting. I mean, really disgusting. The United Nations peacekeeping force is accused of raping 100 women, girls, and boys, and abuse many more. This is disgusting, man. This is some people where you expect to protect you from the so-called rebels them who are fighting at the Central African Republic, because this is happening in Central African Republic. And them say the same peacekeepers from the UN actually I rape the woman them, I rape the boy them, and I rape the little girl them. Now them are take it as a case, them are investigate it. It's long time it happen, you know. It's long time we know say it happen. Central African Republic. Long time that happen in Africa. Especially in that place where them say it's one of the poorest areas in the world. Them always have some kind of unrest there. Now them saying United Nations peacekeeping force down there. And where these guys are do? I rape the little girl them and I rape the little boy them. It's a terrible thing. All right, this is the next story where we want to talk about, and we see that one for the last because that one is just amazing. For those of you who listen to it a whole heap of time, you hear we talk about, well, I personally, because sometimes when we talk certain things, you know, people I wonder where Muta get them foolishness from. But listen to me now. I met a man in the Cameroon is a king who have 72 wives. When I say 72 wives him have. I never understand it. I just take it as it is. I see it and I say, well, this is something to tell Jamaican people that here's a man have 72 wives. He's a king. Now, I go through the news and I say that the man who when I went to Cameroon that have 72 wives, apparently him have, how long ago I go to Cameroon? It's about 17, 18 years. Well, since I see him until now, him have 100 wives now. And now will Jamaican people must say, it's the Muta talk about. Yeah, the man have 100 wives. Now, the king of Bafut, his name, has now 100 wives in Cameroon. Local tradition, hear what local tradition say. And I know nobody in a Jamaica, no woman couldn't stomach this in a Jamaica. Local tradition says when a king passes, the next king inherit him wife them. Well, I mean, I said different shows for different folks. Believe you me. Roger, you hear me, sister? When a king, the next king inherit him wife them. So if a king have 7 wives and him dead, the next king that have him 7 wives too. The next king when dead upon the throne now inherit the other 7. So him have 14 wives. And if that king dead and the next king that have 7 wives, him have 21 wives. And it goes on and on like that. But the present king of this place, this is the French speaking part of the Cameroon, because Cameroon have 2 main languages, so English and French, and 200 are different languages. I kid you not. 200 are different language is in Cameroon. So, but you have the main French part, and you have the English part. Well, this king, where is ruling now, 100 wives, and hear the thing about it now. Hear the thing about it now. The senior wives, these are the original wives, them where this king did have now. Them train the other wife them for the king to be a good man. In other words, now them get good education. I mean proper education. Them can do whatsoever women and men do in them career. But they are also designated to help the king to be a better person. And this is done by the elder wives them, like it's almost like a training, a training where you go through. Wives them train the other wives them for be good. That is what polygamy, normal polygamy in a certain African countries where you have a man and 4 wives. Most of the time is the first wife select the other wives. And Jamaican woman wouldn't stand that. But the problem with our society, you know, while them outlaw polygamy, there is a thing with them called sweetheart, where the man hide and lick. Hide and lick is a popular thing amongst what them call Westerners, Western men, because them not into a polygamous perception or perspective, because it is not legal to have more than 1 wife. Because if you have more than 1 wife, them call it bigamy. Them call it bigamy if you have more than 1 wife. All right. So what happens now is that in a polygamous relationship, the first wife, what them call the senior wife, she is the one who examine the other wife. Like if the man recognize the next woman now, she would examine the wife to see if the wife can be part of her family. So they take unto themselves that wife in training and say, okay, she all right, she all right. And then she also know when them choose the next wife, it go down the line. She and the senior wife choose the next wife and it go down the line. Well, in this Cameroon thing we are talking about now, this is where you have the senior wife train the other wife to make the king a good man. And in Ghana, most of the time is the female choose the chief. It's not like say woman, Westerners look upon it as something backward and them way there, but you have to understand the procedures that make it reach to this stage. It's like when you listen to the elections in America and you hear how the people them are elect president and that a man can get the majority vote and still don't win. A man can get 1 million vote, but because him have 50 delegates more than the other man, is him win. So there are certain procedures that people go through for really deal with that aspect of them culture. So we can't knock it. We can't knock it because this is what happened for years, thousands of years. And it did work for them people there. It did work for them. It can't work for we now. And maybe in a Cameroon right now, a whole heap of woman, it can't work. Polygamy is not something where most women would agree with now because the westernized idea and understanding cause them not to want to get in such a relationship. It's an ownership business right now, permeate Western world. So it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing, and it's something to think about. This is the stepping razor, the art of war. Roger, will you stay over there? Roger, Asphalt, Tony, and Neil in the studio.
All right, you're in tune to
okay, so
the stepping razor here on IRI FM. We take a break.
Yes, you're listening to some music from this part of the world. Ivorians doing reggae music, and trust me, man, when you hear the man them do the music, you wonder what went wrong in Jamaica. I kid you not. When we hear the African them in Africa playing the reggae music, I am wondering to myself, what went wrong? Is it a conspiracy? Because there's nothing else that I could say. Was it planned and designed that a country that gave the world a music of liberation, a music of hope, a music that connect them Africa with them Africanness, to see what the music has become today? The materialism and the bling and the sexually explicit language and the gun and the disrespect and the culture that go with it. What went wrong? We have to ask the question, because the more I see how them African are going about the music, is the more I vex. The more I see how the African them embrace Rastafari and embrace reggae music. And when them say reggae, they mean reggae. Them no mean some youth where I try sound like some artists in America, or some youth where I try reinvent the wheel. What went wrong? Why is it that, and we said this last night and we're going to say it again, why is it that Jamaicans in the music industry are complaining, give a white woman reggae album of the year when its fair album sell the most in reggae? And as a matter of fact, it's white people who embrace reggae music. It's selling, it's outselling all the other artists them with all the hype we are going about dancehall music. No dancehall music not selling 10,000. and 20,000 and 30,000. No dancehall music now sell that in America. And them try to fuse with some artists in America. And it's the American artists that benefit when the Jamaican artists combine with the American artists. What went wrong? What went wrong when you have white young people have locks, pants, and I play the reggae music? And when we go up on the stage, it's pure loudness and aggressive behavior and, I mean, wind up and man call up woman on stage and I wind up on them and no, serious thing. It's a serious thing, man. When you leave Jamaica and come out into the world and see the influence of Jamaica upon the world, the positive influence of the music and Rastafari, is not the music where I play right now in the popular culture in Jamaica that do that. And what we see is a reversal. And when I have fight against dancehall music, because the Avarians, them tell me, say, when them listen to the music I come from Jamaica, the dancehall music, all them do use the rhythm and put for them kind of lyrics to it. Right now you have so much cover versions of Jamaican music up here, so unbelievable. Because the youth them have said them not into that. Because a daughter tell me last night, what's your name? What's your name? Mama Coffee. Mama Coffee say, she tell Jackie say, she can't understand in a Jamaica how the women them accept certain things. And how the men them talk about the women them. The brethren interview me in our next visit church and them say, there's no way them could have talked certain things on a record. Like when them hear the Jamaicans talk on the record for degrade women in a for them country. The brethren sit down and tell me that. No way them could have really bring out a record with degrade women in the Ivory Coast, like where them era come from Jamaica. What went wrong, brethren and sisters? What went wrong? Ask the question. Why are we so appalled that a white woman get reggae album of the year when she sell more reggae album than any Jamaican? Why we get vexed? We're not supposed to get vexed. We're supposed to look on the trend and see how it's a trend. No, we are trying to mimic them too. We are trying to mimic them. No, try to mimic them because we're the originator. This is the stepping razor. Yes, Jacure. As we say, broadcasting live from Cote d'Ivoire, IRFM and Zion FM. We had the suggestion last night that Roger, we want to tell you, say, you're going to start broadcasts from IRFM to Zion FM. I know you're here last night still, but we are planning to do a similar. When I am in Jamaica, we use a DJ from here to broadcast the same kind of format here that we have here. But only thing that I will be in Jamaica doing the cutting edge, and they will be broadcasting what we are doing, and we will be broadcasting what they are doing. And we think that will help to facilitate a wider and a more appreciative expansion of what the Africans are doing in relationship to the reggae music and what we have to offer now. Outside of the bling and the wing and the thing. What we have to offer here in Africa, because the promoters is seeking to bring the youth them into a certain clarity, and they are feeling that it can come to reggae music and Rastafari. So when you see a group of people way over this part of the world can sit down in them office, them big air conditioned office, and sit down and say, oh, we can get back the youth them in my country, in a Ivory Coast, to realize them Africanness. You know something? There's a music named reggae, and there's a group of people named Rasta. Maybe if we follow that path, we can save some of our children them. So them start 4 years ago, them come to Jamaica, and I was one of the persons that them contact and say them want me to come and make this thing happen. And them going to start a radio station because the youth them gone away. Well, last year was inaugural Abbey Reggae Festival. This year is the second one. And believe you me, I have seen a change. I'm not here long, but since I come here, after traveling 2 days, I come out of the plane and feel like a bird, man. I want to fly without wing. But really and truly, I see the difference. I see the difference in how the youth them relate to the music, and I see the difference in how them act. Because there are groups and groups and groups here, and when them have the symposium, them you relate to it in a way that them just connect. It's an enthusiasm to just connect. You can't see the little sister last night, Mama Cafe. Mama Cafe, she couldn't believe that she was talking to Jamaica. She thought, she couldn't even believe that she see me in Africa. And when she come in at the studio and I talk on the radio, she thought that she was only talking to our people them in our country, only to hear that it was coming through in Jamaica. If you ever see the little sister face, man, and she really feel it because
You're listening to the Stepping Razor on IRA FM. We are having some technical issues, trying to sort them properly for you. Of course, you know, we want to bring to you the thing properly from Africa, so we're getting that sorted out. In the meantime, we are here with you, still holding the fort here for Muta, this side of the world. Of course, you know, he's Côte d'Ivoire, and we are here just to ensure that you get the thing properly. So stay tuned. This is a Stepping Razor, IRA FM. All right, you're listening to the Stepping Razor on IRA FM. Mutabaruka over there in the Ivory Coast, and I, Roger Hassel, here in Jamaica in the studios of IRA FM. And as you know, it's a universal program, and you know, a couple of weeks from now, which 2 weeks or so, we'll be having here in Jamaica the 50th anniversary of the visit of His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie. And the special guest on that occasion will be Prince Haile Selassie. He is the grandson of Haile Selassie, and we'll be talking to him very shortly about his coming here to Jamaica. So stay tuned. This is the Stepping Razor on
Well, I've seen many world leaders, many heads of state, but none of them impressed me. Like when I was youth, post 6, 7 years when King Selassie I visit, 1966, so tight Rasta for safe.
All right, this is the Stepping Razor on IRA FM, live here in Jamaica and over there in the Ivory Coast. Mutabaruka, the general over there in the Ivory Coast on the continent. And guess what? We are joined by Prince Haile Selassie, the grandson of Haile Selassie. Of course, he was educated in Ethiopia, Great Britain, along with the United States. He currently serves as the president of the Crown Council of Ethiopia in exile and he's also a patron of the Haile Selassie Fund for Children in Need. He joins us now online. Hello, good afternoon, Prince Hermes.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you today? Very well, thank you. So nice to hear you.
Yeah, wonderful to have you on our program. Of course, we are also live on the continent of Africa as we speak in the Ivory Coast. So it's almost a universal interview we are having right now.
Very nice. I'd like to say hello to everybody, both on the continent and in Jamaica. And it's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon.
Great. Now, you will be here in a couple of weeks as our special guest for the 50th anniversary of the visit of your grandfather, Haile Selassie. Have you any knowledge of Jamaica in the past?
Yes, I've been to Jamaica several times. And I'm very, very fond of course, the country and the people. And, of course, the 50th anniversary is a very meaningful occasion. As we celebrate that momentous historical visit and his legacy and the love and the friendship he encountered and has fostered since between Jamaica and Ethiopia.
Yes. In your memory, did you remember on that occasion?
Well, I had heard of it from my cousin Prince Dwight McConnell, who had accompanied the emperor as a teenager. So I was very young at that time. So I didn't make the trip, but I had heard about it from that and, of course, from having watched the documentaries concerning the visit.
Yes. Now, in terms of the connections between Ethiopia and Jamaica since then, what are your thoughts? Have the connections from that time to now, do you have the feeling that is being kept?
Yes, I think in many ways it has. It could be a lot. I think the fact that the friendship has continued in terms of the growing Rastafarian movement has kept the history of both Ethiopia and His Majesty's legacy alive, which is very important because we had passed through a period of very dark communist period in Ethiopia where that history was suppressed, and it was really the Rastafarians who completely kept it going. But since then also, I think in terms of Jamaican diplomacy, Jamaica has been, on the level of international diplomacy and is looking to Ethiopia to foster its relation wider with the Africa continent and with the African Union, which is established in Ethiopia, and also a great legacy. So I think it's a continuously growing relationship, both culturally, diplomatically, and so forth.
Yes. In terms of misunderstanding of His Majesty, what can you tell us about his overall contribution to African unity and world affairs in general and in particular?
Well, I mean, he had been at the forefront, of course, of establishing Ethiopia as one of the first countries to establish the United Nations. And then subsequently in 1963, it was really due to all his efforts that the headquarters of the Organization of African Union was established in Ethiopia. He was very much at the forefront of African liberation movements. But because of communist propaganda and revisionist history, that story has not been told, and there's been a disconnect about that knowledge. But by and large, scholars and people who follow history, and really also to a great tribute to the Rastafarian community, they have never let the world forget it.
Yes. Of course, he was a founding organizer of the Africa Union, AU. And what can you tell us about that union in particular and how it is impacting African affairs, Pan-Africanism overall, generally as we speak?
Well, despite many of the challenges, I think it's certainly on its way to resolving conflict, to establishing good governance, peer review, to trade corridors, to fostering relationships among the African nations, and especially to also motivate the youth about the sense of African identity and pride. So I think these are very, very important elements, especially looking back at African history and the subjugation, that we can now become somewhat masters of our destiny. I think it's a very important step forward.
Yes. Now, you'll be here in a couple of weeks from now in regards to the anniversary. What are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm really looking forward to expressing appreciation and friendship. Also in visiting the Haile Selassie First High School, which was established by His Majesty of Jamaica in 1966. And also to visit the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, which was part of his legacy of establishing one of the first Orthodox churches in the Caribbean. As well as really thanking and, refostering that sense of unity and that sense of friendship and welcome that the Jamaican people and the Rastafarian community had extended to him 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the most celebrated visits by any head of state to any country. The exceptional warmth and the exceptional reception he received has always sort of triggered a sincere admiration for that kind of connection between people and a leader.
Yes. And in closing, you're currently the president of the Crown Council of Ethiopia in Exile. You want to just give us a brief synopsis on that?
Yes, we are basically a non-political organization. What we have been really focused about is been trying to preserve our history so that our ancient culture and history is not lost upon the younger generation, and to correct where there has been, sort of propaganda concerning not only the legacy of His Majesty, but generally the legacy of the monarchy in general, which has contributed a great deal to not only Ethiopian history, but to African history. On the practical side, we have been very focused on education and also on water projects to bring clean water to Ethiopia. So it's a dual effort of both raising awareness and also trying to transform lives on the ground level.
All right, it was a pleasure having you on our program today, Prince.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, man, and we are certainly looking forward to see you here in 2 weeks' time.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'll be coming with my wife. It will be her first visit to Jamaica, so I'm excited to show her the island I love.
Great. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we see you then.
Thank you. Looking forward. Have a good evening.
Yeah, man. Same to you and the family. All right. So that was Prince Haile Selassie, the grandson of Haile Selassie, and of course he will be here to retrace the steps of His Majesty 50 years ago. He's our special guest, and he'll be here on the weekend of the 21st of April. So you just heard it from Prince Selassie here on Irie FM, and of course, the cutting edge, live both in Ivory Coast, where Muta, the general, is, and of course, we're here in studio here in Irie FM, Ocherius.
That was an interview done by Roger Concrete Asphalt with His Majesty's grandson, who is in Jamaica to attend what we call the 50th anniversary of the celebration of the 50th anniversary of His Majesty's visit to Jamaica. That was in 1966. And that was when Rastafari, in them own soul, became legitimized by that visit of Haile Selassie to Jamaica. Because before 1963 and in the 1950s, there was a brutal war against the Rastafari faith because of ganja and because of their understanding that Emperor Haile Selassie I is the Almighty. Without any apology, we say that. And we're going to continue to say it. So we were brutalized. But now we see that the thorn has become a crown. And the struggle of many, the struggle of a few has become the struggle of many. And we continue journey as the vanguard to the liberation of African people, both here and in the Caribbean islands. Because, believe it or not, to be liberated, African people and the continent need to be liberated. When you talk about anything where you can think of, there Jamaica, they are so, except the dirty music we I don't hear since I come here. So I hear to the other countries. I really hear to the other countries. I kid you not. But Anya, so from I come here, I don't hear none of dirty music. And we feel good for that. Maybe that is why this country represents now the vanguard of a reggae festival, the largest reggae festival in Africa. Because them not tolerate certain things on here, so believe you me. And about that fact, I want to tell you something to you. You better keep it to yourself, certain things on here, so. Yes, keep it to yourself. Okay, so we continue musical journey, as we have said. The festival start. We did tell you that we would bring you a little pinch of it, but if I tell you something, so it's me one in that studio here, right? I don't know how I come to this, you know. It's me one in that studio here, you know. The brethren who was helping me as the engineer, him say him is one of the MC for the show tonight. When I see the man leave as a black ball, you know, I reach outside as a Rasta man who have MC a show. But I tell you, it sweet me. It sweet me, but I mean one inside that sort of. So I can't make no wrong move. I just do exactly how I do till the program do that, so no. Or else, trust me, I just make asphalt on what we are calling mood fault. I don't want to say the other word, so that way you like me, I'm going to say something else. Yeah, this is the Stepping Razor live from Cote d'Ivoire, Zion 105.3 FM, broadcasting into IRFM in Jamaica. 9 o'clock here, we know that it's 27 minutes past the hour, 4 o'clock in Jamaica. We want to stay tuned for music news coming up. Tell you, beating rhythm, a serious rhythm, you know, a serious rhythm. It makes you become like a zombie to what they place in front of you to put in your mouth to eat. Them call it fast food. Kill you quick. Globalization is what you do when you go to your bed and who you go to your bed with at night. Whether you are a man or you go to bed with a man, or you are a woman or you go to bed with a woman. That is globalization. Because those ways is imposed now, imposed upon us as African people. We never come here or go there with those to do what they are now imposing upon us. Their gay rights and their same-sex marriage and all these things. Them trying to force it down the throats of the African them. The African leader run them. I say, look here, we know that, you know. We know that. The only place right now that legislate homosexuality, gay rights is South Africa. That was done to appease white people in an African country. The only state in Africa that legislate homosexuality. And we understand that. Most of the leaders, them, as a matter of fact, Zuma, the president, even though me and him are not friend, a 5 wife him have. This take a shot, man. A 5 wife. Then I did them ask him to pay back some money. When use and build some big swimming pool and big this and that. Him say him not anyway, him say him not pay it back now. But a 5 wife no man they have and him a Muslim. So you must know how the thing work. But what we are saying is that globalization don't allow sovereignty of people of different historical background or different cultural perspectives. It put you under one order. That is what it is. It put you under one order. So your economical, social, political, religious, sexual, and any other all you can find come under that. Terrible thing. Terrible thing. I have to watch it. We have to watch it because Africa is where them are really pinpoint, you know. All roads lead to Africa. That is what is happening. Be carefully, the man has said some things there. So you know, say, we kind of depend the rounding, you know, I will say, it was nice. I mean, one night and a 2 night up here. A 2 night, and a 1 night and 1 day, a 2 night. 2 night we there, so in this studio here, so I do this thing here, and we really feel good to know, so we could have been a part of this. We could have been a part of this. Why you love asphalt again, you know? Yes, asphalt. But I mean, I tell you, you don't know why I laugh, but I laugh. Asphalt. All right, sir. Why you love Tony in the studio, you know? Tony who depend the, what them call it? The Facebook and the social media them call it. Yeah, social media. And crack. Yes, why you love crack, you know? Believe you me. And Neil. Hey, Neil. Hey, you see that thing the way I try sell it back, you know. I don't buy it from you yet, but I want to sell you back the same thing. You understand? Yeah. Is that thing. We give thanks that we could have really do this for 2 days in Africa, yeah. And, you know, our journey just started, you know, because we are going to prepare ourselves now for go do poetry performance at this festival, yeah. You understand? That is when? Saturday night. Saturday night we shall be on stage. Last year we was on stage with the 809 band. Okay. So we will continue the music, and as we are saying, we give thanks. We can't tell me hungry no thanks again, you know. We can't tell me hungry no thanks in the night, yeah. It's really night out just now. Believe you me, it's like so 11 o'clock. Yes, it's 11 o'clock up here, so. You know, says 5 hours. We are 5 hours ahead. And yeah, so. It's kind of strange because sometimes you want to call Jamaica and you have to remember say people are asleep. You know, I really wake them because you feel say like some African brother from Ghana. Then call me when me just go to my bed. I'm ready for go dream about some good food. And then wake me up, me feel like me eat a burger. When they wake me up, me vex. You understand? But it's part of the program, it's part of the process. And as we say, we give thanks to Zion FM to facilitate such a thing in Africa, a reggae station where just play pure reggae. We know a reggae station all over Africa still, but that one is special. That one is special because the the owners of the station. One of them is a politician. And he is not only a politician, he is a minister of government. And he is not him actually is the promoter for this reggae festival. Yes. He is the promoter for the reggae festival. As him go all over Europe and say reggae music influence amongst white people them. Him decide say Africa should have them own reggae festival. Thus the Abbey Reggae Festival in Ivory Coast. So we give thanks.
For your road license, call us at 618-0959. A customer care representative is waiting to assist you. The time by the Transport Authority is
5:15.
Do it with energy.
All right, this is the Stepping Razor on Irie FM. It's back to Moot over there in the Ivory Coast.
This is a brethren who come from Africa and come to Jamaica and go to art, what them call it, Edna Manley School of Art, and start to perform reggae music. May I tell you? Yeah, the brethren start to perform reggae music, and this is the outcome of him coming to understand what Rastafari and the music is all about. Some things there. So you know, say, we kind of, you know, I will say, it was nice. I mean, one night and a 2 night up here, a 2 night, I know 1 night and 1 day, a 2 night. 2 night we there, so, in this studio, so, I do this thing here, and we really feel good for know, so we could have been a part of this. Yeah, we feel good for know, so we could have been a part of this. Why you love asphalt again, you know? Yes, asphalt. But I mean, I tell you, you don't know why I laugh, but I laugh. Asphalt. All right, sir. Why you love Tony in the studio, you know? Tony who depend the, what them call it? The Facebook and the social media them call it. Yeah, social media. And crack. Yes, why you love crack, you know? Believe you me. And
everybody feel
people of Ivory Coast, you will be able to see this group tomorrow again. They were here last year and they are back this year. Morgan Heritage, winner of the Reggae Grammy.
Irons Garage, White River Ocheria, specializing in injector cleaning, transmission cleaning, computerized alignment, and general servicing for all make vehicles. Irons Garage, 974-9173.
Words there. Well, last year so much with a Marley tune on a radio station. Yeah, well, last year so much with a Marley tune on a radio station. Believe you me, them sound fresh. See them really like when them just make fresh. You know, we always quote this quote, we say, the greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. Steve Biko said that. The greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the oppressed. And when a man can get you to think things and believe things and make you actually believe, say, is your thing, you're in a serious thing. Because right now, African people in another situation, in another problem there, where them live every day, not for themselves, but for how the system designed them to live. The word is design. Them design me to live a certain way. Just like how you hear people have on certain clothes, no one say designer clothes. Of course, it's a designer clothes. No, most people design the clothes. But when you start to live as a designed object, you're in a serious problem. When you think, and every time you think in relationship to what oppress you. Start to love the situation you're in and then become blissful in your ignorance. You know, say, it's a serious thing. When your mind becomes some other one's playing ground. And your mind is not your mind anymore. But it come like a minefield exploding. Where other people put things in your head and make you start to live out that experience and believe it's your things. When it's their experience you're living out. So you cannot see or view anything outside of their way. So you lose your culture, you lose your heritage, you lose your African perspective. And you're gone in some pie in the sky illusion. You're gone in the pie in the sky fantasy. And you can't separate illusion. What a terrible thing we find ourselves in. The greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressor. That's sacrilege. I mean, I commit to sacrilege, you know. So you know, you know, once again, we give thanks to Tony, we give thanks to Neil, we give thanks to Crack, we give thanks to the man called Roger Asphalt, you understand? We give thanks to IRFM for really facilitate this journey also. We give thanks to Zion FM for facilitate this journey also. So you know, you know, again, you know, and as we say, we not commit to sacrilege, we not left without we play one hour tune. A serious thing.